did full rankings 1 through 8 in both division, bud. You got some catching up to do.
Guys, that's just putting too much pressure on the players. I'm here to watch them.
I see. Well, I did get some good meme responses from the teams. Beast Coast, who I put number 1, they sent me a thumbs up, and everyone else sent me some sort of either laughing or, I'm suspicious of this type meme. So I'm ready to be upset in my predictions. I did go with the favorites. I gotta be fair there.
Trying to get some Twitter impressions for you, huh? Just getting some interactions on there.
Well, you know, we tagged a couple of teams trying to spread some social media love, Trent. That's part of what this DPC is all about, right? Cross-pollination, telling the stories of these underloved players. I saw a couple of these players link me social media profiles that had single-digit followers.
That is true.
Trent. A fresh Facebook made December 30th. So this is the beginning of a long career for some of these players. I mean, this really is exciting stuff, buddy.
So
we're seeing
now.
Development right here. Yeah, buy Hokori stock now while you can.
All right, I gotta get some rookie cards of these guys or something. You know, I mean, worth something someday.
So these are bands up at the top here, and our first pick, you can see her in the jungle. That's Marana. So that's going to be the opener here for Incubus.
Look at this. This is crazy. Wow.
Whoa.
This is a seriously themed drafting screen.
Look at the heat effects coming off that flame on the Tiki Torch, Trent. I mean, I can't see behind it.
It's their pick.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
Oh, I love this. Look at this. This is less confusing than the arrows. I swear, I can't follow those arrows at some point. You know, they start getting a little jumbled. They start fading away. This will keep me straight.
So back to the Mars for Hokori. We saw kind of this love-hate relationship with Mars during the qualifiers for South America. Some teams gravitating towards him, others not. We saw a few teams really like this, not even double bubble, like triple bubble. You go Mars, Phoenix, and then like an Enigma or something like that on top of it. What was the third edition we were seeing so much, Bowie? I'm forgetting what our trio was. It was the Mars, Phoenix... It might have been Lesh, actually,
Monkey King.
That I see Monkey King, that was it. It was the Monkey King. You're totally right. That was the other arena. But not every team. I wouldn't call that like the established meta by any stretch.
Mm-hmm.
We were seeing a lot of Mars.
Yeah, Mars is interesting because he still picked a ton in pubs. I think because everyone picked him up because he was obviously very good in the previous patch. He doesn't seem quite as strong. At least he's not as much of a standout compared to the other offlaners like he was before. I think he's still a strong hero, but now he's even more reliant on your actual plays. I guess might be the best way to put it. Like making sure you connect on your initial couple arenas around the map. But the stock of these other offlaners is going up, and Sand King is one of these heroes that we're starting to see quite a bit in the different regions because I think of how well he is able to capitalize with a lot of the position 4s right now that tend to have skill shots.
Yeah, I'm also really surprised that Hokori ended up going for the Terrorblade pick here against Sand King Marana lane. Seems like a very heavy magic damage lane. I'm kind of scared for this Terrorblade. He's a really good hero, and I guess he can use the illusions to block the arrow, but you do need the illusions up to do that.
Well, they've also got a good start of Illusion Clear. You got Starstorm, you've got the annoying Sand King passive, pretty darn good against illusions these days. I would agree. Not an easy Terrorblade opener by any stretch. Winter Wyvern Band and Rubik now taken out by Incubus.
Fast bands. They've got a plan right now. Incubus are trying to put the pressure on. Look at 115 reserve. They're just trying to keep shoving it back to the side of Hokori.
No, that Zeus ban is kind of interesting to me. I guess it's a really good hero versus Terrorblade, but Zeus win rate right now is very, very bad. I think it's like 41% or something.
He's hanging out with Sniper down in the bottom of the barrel,
He's not doing that well, but I think they just value Terrorblade a lot.
OD got a couple buffs, just got the hell out of there. It's like, see you later, guys.
Elder Titan, great against the Terrorblade. Natural Order removes all of that armor.
I haven't seen the Shard yet with versus TB. I'm kind of wondering if that'll be a thing. Since so if you guys remember when the Shard was at ET, now when you finish your stomp, you can swap places with the Spirit. So therefore, versus hero like Terrorblade and Morphling, you can actually get in there with the physical body of the Elder Titan and remove all their armor.
I think we talked about that once during the qualifiers, and I don't know if we actually saw it, but I sold Bowie on that very logic, Trent. I learned something last time we discussed it. I still love it on paper. I don't think I've seen it in practice, though.
the hero is owning pubs, but I didn't play a game with the shard yet. I didn't see anyone in my team doing it. But I mean, yeah, I kind of like the other Titan Man. I think it's just amazing versus Terrorblade. Even if you don't get the physical damage reduction, the magic damage amplification with like Mirana Sand King seems pretty strong, and they are liking a 5 on Incubus, so
good arrows too.
Yeah,
pretty easy setup. So they get rid of PL and also the Undying removed as it goes back to Hokori now for their pick.
5 seconds remaining.
That leaves
probably looking for a support here.
Yeah, the Naga is now also still in too, as a possible consideration if we keep seeing like more team fight gobbled up here by Incubus.
Yeah, Naga seems pretty strong. I feel like it's also decent versus Mars. I'm kind of confused with the Mars pick, honestly. Like, I'm not sure if they were trying to deny the Mars, because right now I don't feel what it really does.
I'm surprised they haven't just picked Phoenix already. I thought that was the very clear path that we're going here. You get the percentage heal on the Terrorblade, AoE on the illusions. Just get some team fight to try to keep your Terrorblade alive. Be able to jump in and force some peel. I guess Mirana, though, is some good cover.
Oh, all right. I like the Ogre.
Interesting.
Okay, so
I don't
Ogre
think we saw
5.
him much during the qualifiers.
He's just going to try and jump in front of the arrows.
That's probably true. And he's just going to
Bloodlust
the Terrorblade and let him farm.
Oh, now we're talking. Look at this. The value.
Whoa, we got close-ups.
Yeah, we got the production strats
you can count
going on.
Ogre's freckles.
Huh.
Oh.
That's beautiful.
It's like they're real. Well, Incubus, how do we respond to the Ogre? Has he been rising in stock? I haven't really heard much talk about him either way. They take Grimstroke now.
I saw him a couple times today.
Yeah, I've seen people playing it. I think it's like it was never bad, and it's still decent. I think Bloodlust really synergizes with Terrorblade. That's probably the reason. And it's like a tanky. I think Trent said it really well. Just a tanky support 5 that might survive the Burrow Strike Arrow combo. Like, you just really want someone that's beefy to trade well against the Mirana Sand King and let Terrorblade farm. Get as much CS as he can.
It seems like Hokori really like these offlaners that offer substantial catch. In some of their past drafts, in the qualifiers at least, they were picking a lot of Underlord in lieu of Mars, but similar concept, right? Throw down a pit, get them stuck. Now they grab Snapfire, though. So something to synergize with the Mars, bit of a classic duo there, and some damage for the pit.
She's right.
It's also really good in lane. Could this be mid Snapfire, or is that still a thing?
At least leaves the potential for sure, right?
Yeah.
Because since they'll have 10th.
Because like if you actually, I've seen a lot of offlane Snapfire as well. So
also true.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if you would play Mars as a 4. I think it's probably better to run Snapfire as either 4 or mid. We'll see.
I would guess they're assuming 4 and they're going to leave their 10th pick, but maybe something will look good. They throw the snap mid and can play a little bit faster with the eggs or something. But I like the 4 with the Mars. It's just chain stun combo, good damage. You don't really know who the safe lane is yet. Has some clear versus illusions too.
It's a nice beefy lineup around the Terrorblade.
Could they play Timber on Incubus? They do have 3 strength heroes.
Oh, that's a gross one. Big swell Ricky. Ah, man. Ricky is so annoying to play against right now.
Yeah, I hate this hero.
Get out of my game, dude.
If he's available and I'm position 1, you bet I'm picking him. He's so mobile. His combination of survivability, mobility, and damage is just kind of unmatched. He's so good at getting in the back line and then getting back out. Yeah, exactly. And he can do so much with like one item. It feels like his power spike comes silly early compared to like every other one. And it appears to not really have an opportunity cost in terms of scaling. A 6-slotted Ricky is just as scary. Maybe not a 6-slotted Terrorblade, but he's up there.
Yeah.
That Battle Fury Ags build is no joke.
I
And it's easy too. I think that's the other thing with Ricky. Tricks of the Trade is just a very like easy spell that doesn't really have a counter. What's the counterplay?
Yeah, it's quite forgiving.
Yeah, there isn't. You can't dust it. You know, you can't. He just gets this moment of you can't touch me. He even says it while he's in it.
I also like the fact that they have a beefy offlaner that eventually, when Ricky gets eggs, actually has like some pretty good potential play. Just burrow strike into the spin thingy. I don't even know the name of that skill because I don't even touch Ricky. Like I honestly didn't play Ricky the last year because of how much I hate the concept of Ricky right now. But anyways, I think
MMR is definitely more important than my pride. I have no problem admitting that.
Oh, do you play Ricky Zyori?
Oh, hell
Are you
yeah,
admitting
dude.
this?
Oh, hell.
My god, dude.
Safe lane, not mid, but still, yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Who are our safe mids right now that have lived through the last patch?
Well,
I guess
think
Void Spirit's still pretty good.
Yeah, I would put him in that category. Yeah,
if Hokori still want to pick a mid, I think they are likely to go Death Prophet. Is she still in? Yes.
Well, Incubus have it first.
Yeah.
True.
But just like looking back at picks, that's not, Hokori love having that
I
pushing
see.
mid with the Terrorblade.
10
So I think
seconds
that's
remaining.
definitely what they have their sight on if they can get it.
Right,
So
something to keep in mind.
Remaining.
This less ban from Incubus, does that indicate that they feel like this is Mars? Like they either feel like they would pick Slardar 4 or 3, right? I don't think you play mid Slardar.
Unless they have a melee hero, the thing about throwing mid.
I see.
Right, like an
I
Ember
see.
or something.
good ban on the Pango.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah.
Say Puck would have been good. The Pugna is a great ban, something that they have gone back for pretty recently.
The Puck's just or the Pango is also just a good ban too because like they banned with the Puck as well, so it's like Puck's already a good hero versus the Ricky, so it's not like they banned Puck, they definitely want Pango or something,
5
but it would have been pretty nice to have 2 really mobile cores. Honestly, 3 mobile cores and a Mirana support, like hard to lock
Whoa.
down, and that's a Mirana mid.
It's Mirana mid, I think.
Interesting.
I think
Okay.
probably
So,
it should be.
Could this be Carry Mirana Ricky mid?
Yes, it could
It
be that
could
as
be.
well with the Slardar
Definitely
ban, right?
could be.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, that's probably it. I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be Ricky mid.
Unless there's something they pick that just completely dissuades them from that, like I don't even know what it would be, like a shake or some like mid bully
Tide
or
Hunter
something that
or
falls
something.
off.
Yeah. It's those melee matchups are weird, you know. Like Slardar is the perfect example. I don't know how well Ricky does against Kunkka, but they take Beastmaster instead. So is this a mid Beastmaster? Holy
We got a lot of
Toledo.
potential 3s in this game.
Yeah, this is the draft of the offlaners here.
I guess we got like the little names coming down underneath as well.
Okay, so Vitaly takes the Beastmaster. Okay, that's
He's
offlane
offlane.
Beast.
Yeah.
And Nier is the mid, so it's a mid Mars. Ma is a support player. So mini Grimstroke? Is this a mid Grimstroke? Hello?
Maybe?
Pog?
Are they
Talking
roll swapping?
like
No.
Like a zoomer
Benny
now?
will play Carry, and that's a 5 lich. No, that's
Mini is their mid player, and Jupiter Sand King, that's off lane. So I think we've got a core
right.
Grimstroke mid.
there we go. E-blading coming, boys.
Oh, because of the Dark Portrait against TB.
That's
Yeah,
also quite
That's
Actually,
pretty good.
kind of gross.
okay. All right. Well, let's get some predictions before we hand it over to the casters. What do we like here, boys? This is a best of 3, of course, but game 1. Are we confident in the mini Grimstroke? Can Daenerys do it?
All right, I think Hokori's draft is more stable because if they win a fight, you have Terrorblade Beastmaster, you can Roche, you can take towers. Incubus, they could work, but they have terrible siege. They have good team fight, but I feel like overall it's just easier for Hokori to take a fight and do stuff. And Incubus draft, not at all.
That's how I would put it as well. If they come to the lanes really ahead, then it is, they have Sand King and they have like, and Ricky, I guess, when he's farmed and stuff too. Maybe they hit some good arrows, but yeah, I would agree. Overall, it just seems like easier for Hokori in comparison.
Well, we'll see. Incubus should be the favorites on paper, so we'll see what happens here. But now to the casters, we've got Gareth and 1437. Boys, take it away for game number 1.
For battle.
Thank you so much. Yeah, what a way to kick off our DPC season here for South America. We've got Grimstroke mid, we've got Terrorblade, Mars, so many cool heroes coming out. Theban, looking at these drafts, what is this Grim mid doing?
It's been something that's quite popular actually lately, Gary. I've seen a lot of high immortal players trying this hero out. It's got a lot of burst damage. Normally we actually see a Soulbind being skipped early on in favor of maxing out the Inkswell and the Stroke of Fate, and you just have insane amount of DPS. And this game with the Ricky, that's going to be a very powerful early game, mid game fighting combination.
Yeah, they look incredibly good when they're out on the hunt, right? This is a hunting squad from the Dire side. So many ways to get in on top of a target, blow them up, and when you've got a Terrorblade on the enemy team who does like to be hiding in pockets, farming, could be susceptible to that. But you look at this Radiant lineup as well. It is big AoE team fight, some tanky people to put on the front lines in front of that TB. I mean, in fact, you look, Ogre, Beastmaster, Snapfire, and Mars. How do you break the front line unless you have that perfect backstab from that Mirana Moonlight Shadow or the Sand King with the Aghanim Scepter? There's going to be some real tasty team fights in this one. And we'll see how the lanes all pan out as we've got the Mars in mid, going up against that Grimstroke. Lich with Ricky. A pretty old combo. When Grimstroke first came out, we saw a lot of this, didn't we? Lich, Ricky, Grim all together.
Yeah, actually, these combos have been there ever since Dota 1 days, even if any of the viewers are old school players. You got the Lich, Ricky, and then you also have the Mirana Sand King. These are some real classic combos, and there's a very good reason for it, because they just work extremely well together. You got the slow with the damage from the Ricky on the Lich side, and then you got the bottom lane with the double stuns, with the Sandstorm that can do a crazy amount of DPS. I'm really excited for this game, Gary, because there's going to be so much bloodbath.
That's the word that came to mind as well when you started that sentence. I was just thinking bloodbath, bloodbath. Fights everywhere. We're taking a peek into the bottom lane. Ogre just going to be fronting that lane a little bit, bodyguarding the Terrorblade, like Bowie said. Try and get as much CS as you can there. And Sand King and Mirana. Once they hit level 2, though, with Starstorm, Arrow, Burrow Strike, all of that good stuff, they could find some quick and easy kills.
Yeah, it was a very solid pickup on this Ogre, because he can just soak up the damage from the Sand King and the Mirana. He kind of has to try and take the attention away from the Terrorblade in this lane, because Mirana Sand King generally is a very good lane against TB. So Ogre, Undying, these are the kind of heroes that they really needed to be able to battle up against this SK Mirana lane. Yeah,
something you can just stick it to them a bit. They have pushed this lane forward, though. They're going on the Sand King. They know he doesn't have Burrow Strike, and with that reflection and the damage from the Metamorphosis, they've got him. First blood for your Terrorblade in a lane, which, you know, we were thinking Sand King and Mirana would do reasonably well. Then up at top, it looks like Ricky's going to go towards the Grandma. Snapfire making her escape through the trees, though, cutting through, and Benny's very low. Beastmaster doesn't really have any more damage to offer with no boars, and the Courier's going to get sniped in the process. But the Snapfire does make her way back to Fountain.
Yeah, both lanes, the team's just pushing for the level 2 first, and then using that level advantage to try and get a kill. And that was a really nice play from the Terrorblade, going for that reflection as soon as he got it, and just committing to the Sand King.
Yeah, not really super usual, but they're going on the Ogre, missing out the Arrow, though. The Hellbear looked like he got in the way a little bit. Yeah, 1-0-1 build on Terrorblade. Not too often we see that.
Yeah.
Now a little bit of calm, we can...
Exactly, his meta's down, and there's not going to be so much happening anymore in terms of aggression from this lane. But the next meta, we might see some more action like that. They really did catch Incubus off guard in this bottom lane with that play.
Yeah, it was real surprising. And Sand King, now he has hit level 2, does offer a bit more threat with a Burrow Strike. But with all this good stuff happening in the side lanes, we've kind of neglected the mid lane. Grimstroke, 14-1, Mars freely farming in there, so it looks like pretty much just a straight trade between the two of them.
Yeah, Mars probably one of the better melee heroes against Grimstroke, as he can just use the God's Rebuke and also use a spear to push the Grimstroke away every time the Inkswell comes off.
Oh, top lane, they've made a jump onto this poor little Lich. Beastmaster's going to secure the kill. And Benny now left alone to his own devices. Some really good laning performances coming through so far from the Radiant. Sand King giving it a go bottom lane. Yeah, Ogre's just so tanky, though. 800 HP. He's got Fairy Fire, a Stake of Salve, plenty of regen there. Like you said, he is just tanking up every spell coming in from Incubus.
Yeah, TB is having a wonderful time so far. First blood, 22 last hits. He's on pace to have a very, very good game. I think they're going to need to make some kind of rotation later with the Grimstroke bottom just to shut this Terrorblade down, because at the rate he's farming, it's going to be very hard to deal with him later on.
4-minute runes coming. Spawning up top for the Snapfire to steal away from Mini. They're thinking about going on this, but a very wise TP. El Misho will get back to Fountain. Very nicely done.
No Sinister Gaze skilled quite yet. Lich is only level 3. It's the normal build. We see the 2 levels in Frostblast and the shield. So,
the connection.
just reading that.
Burrow Strike and Arrow bottom. Again, this Ogre's just like, yeah, okay. I've still got stick charges. You're never going to kill me.
Yeah, he's playing so well on this Ogre Magi. Just playing beautifully on this position 5. Make sure all the attention is on him and not the Terrorblade.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to go home. That courier was already bringing him plenty more regen, so sticks around in a lane and gets a Bloodlust onto the TV.
They're going again.
Yeah, Metamorphosis, he runs forward. Terrorblade, the arrow, lands on Ogre, and it's good damage onto Gardic as they do get another stun. Jupiter now caught up, even inside the Sandstorm, he'll fall. Mirana forced to leap back again, and you called it. That second Metamorphosis, again, catching this Incubus side off guard.
Yeah, and he played very well on that TB too, like walked really far up, cutting off the exit of the Sanking, and then popping the meta, knowing that there is a sentry available, so even the Sandstorm will not be able to stop him. Securing that kill, plus zoning off the Mirana as well at the same time.
Yeah, so now
a huge win.
Totally free lane. Mirana shifting in towards mid. Looks like just going to leech some experience there. What's Mini up to? Mini's backing up into the jungle, in fact.
That's a very good question. What is he up to? I think he's just trying to stay off the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not a good time to really be doing jungle camps, especially without any stacks, but maybe just...
The Lich.
Okay, Lich.
Nice TP. You know, I was going to ask, is the Grimstroke, you know, pulling a Storm Spirit or a TA? Like, you're hiding off map, you're farming, giving that...
Exactly.
That subtle threat.
I think that's what he's doing right now. Like, there wasn't any stacks, but now he's made some stacks, gonna farm it up, and you can see the power of the Grimstroke. Like, he can really farm quickly in the jungle. This is very, like, Storm, SF-esque. This is about to hit level 7, and plus he's giving plenty of experience to the Mirana mid, too.
Yeah, it's really nice all around. It could do with a little bit of help up top, as Benny struggling a bit with the CS, 29-4, middle of the pack. It's not atrocious, it's not awful, but it would be a great bonus here for them if they could find a kill and just balance out this lane. But both Beastmaster and Snapfire have, like, look at the wave at the tier 1 Radiant side.
Exactly. This is the perfect time for the Grimstroke and the Riki to just combine their powers together.
Oh, Arena. This Mars has come in. He is pretty tanky, and they do get a cookie onto the two of them. Arrow missing the mark, though, as the tricks of the trade comes out to play, but Snapfire is the only casualty of war, as it looks like a pretty good 4v4 up top lane.
Yeah, they kind of just cast his spells on different targets there, splitting the damage between the Lich and the Grimstroke. Not really getting a kill at all. Mars did have a haste rune. I think it was kind of a wasted rotation, because that haste typically gives you a free kill, but unfortunately they were just all clumped up there on the top side and had a ward watching them.
And the Beastmaster had like a triple wave under his tower, so he couldn't really like walk past the wave and come to help. Does get his double
Necro now on his Beastmaster, and he's got the Roar, so there's a lot of damage output. This is where Beastmaster gets really scary. The moment he's 6, he's got that Necro 1, he can just roar this Lich, get the kill on him. Actually going for the Riki instead.
Sinister Gaze comes though, and Nuage is going to try and save up the Riki here. Vitali, with the help of the cookie forward, Benny pops the wand, but he's not got himself enough HP. Surely not, the sentry's dropped. And El Misho secures that kill up top, and it looks like with Mirana's arrival, they'll try and turn it onto Vitali. Leap forward, a few more hits here, but Beastmaster finally falling. Lich dipping into the trees, but Snapfire's there to secure yet another kill. But it's just rotation after rotation. The Snapfire going to be dealt with now by the Grimstroke in turn.
Yeah, if you don't go on the Lich first, he's just going to use the Frost Shield on the other target that you roar, and that's why the Riki was so tanky there, and it took them so long to kill him. Normally, I think if they kill the Lich there first and then just control the wave with the mini or the summons, then they can just take the tower quite easily by kicking the Riki out of the lane.
Oh,
Unfortunately, they did have to trade.
Goes for the Epi Burrow Strike, but he's doing it to escape. Jupiter wanted out of there as yet another Metamorphosis gets used up by Lumiere.
Lich.
And now the Lich has found the Ogre. Finally going to be bringing down this big beefy boy, or not. The Mars has saved him. Ogre's out of there. Super safe. And Nia secures that kill on Lich while Sanking's left very low HP. Should be able to farm under his tower for now.
Yeah, good save there from the Mars. Ogre was surely dead if he was not getting pinned to the arena.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That being said, I
neutralizing
think
time.
I must say, Gary, this Sanking has done really well considering the Mirana has left him in the lane since like minute 5 or something. Minute 5.
And he had like 3 sentries in his lane.
Yeah, exactly. He took like the 5-minute rune bottom and Mirana left, and since then he's got like level 7, he's got arcane boots, 1,000 gold or 900 gold towards his blink dagger. I mean, it looks like he's doing much better without the Mirana than he was with the Mirana.
Yeah, the added pressure of like both of them thinking if you have both heroes there, you kind of have to go for kills on the Ogre. But I guess with Sanking alone, he's like, I can just chill and farm. Don't have to overcommit for anything.
Exactly. And now the Beastmaster has opened up the top tower with his second Necronomicon usage. He's going to get really farmed now. Level 8 on this Beastmaster. Just going to completely take over this dire jungle.
Oh, Benny.
He's actually just pressuring mid.
Oh, the Snapfire kills him. Beautiful Mortimer's Kisses. Yeah, had no idea where the Riki was lurking. Does get traded out, though, by Mini. Again, the Grimstroke making a decent rotation. But Riki, I feel like a pretty hefty snowballing hero has been reasonably well shut down in the lane so far by Hokori.
Yeah, check out the net worth of the two carries right now between the TB and the Riki here. That looks real bad for Incubus.
And then Riki's queued up a Battle Fury. Definitely an indication of how he feels his game is going.
This has just been the regular build now for Riki, just going Battle Fury into the Aghanims. It's very rare that you'll see the Diffusal Blade or anything of that sort come out.
Single Wraithband, Orb of Corrosion. Go get that cleave.
Oh, here we go. Rotation onto the Beastmaster. They don't want him to keep pushing the lane out. Oh, yeah, they got it.
Yeah, perfect timing. He tried to TP out after that wave, but 3 heroes converge on his location, and now trying to shift to defend the mid-tier 1. A rainbow of TPs, but the Mars Arena's there. Soulbind's down, and so is Mini. The Grimstroke gets blown up, and a 2-man Burrow Strike does fly in with the Chain Frost bouncing near an El Misho. They're falling quickly. Jupiter gets a double kill while Terrorblade is left all alone. Does have his matter going, but Lich gets the drag back on Gardic. Ogre stuck in between tier 1, tier 2, and a great Burrow Strike arrow combo there. It's going to slowly tickle the Ogre down, and Lumiere, in fact, with an illusion, kills off the Sanking, focusing the tower, but Ogre falls, and now it really is the Terrorblade all alone. Lich and Mirana left to defend the tower, but no chance whatsoever.
That was so fortunate for Incubus that they were able to get that Soulbind off before the Grimstroke died. Because if it wasn't for that double Lich ult that came off, I don't think they were going to be able to defend that or get those kills at least. Tower did fall, but they did manage to at least trade a couple kills for them.
Yeah, it was a very, very late reaction, but, saying that, it didn't feel like they could have done it any earlier, but they made that very decisive, conscious decision to TP and try and defend the mid-tier 1. There's a smoke now from Hokori, in fact, coming with the Roar, the Necro 2, Mortimer's Kisses available too. They want to try and maybe find Benny's Riki. Nobody's up in that dire triangle, though.
He is walking there now on the Riki.
Oh,
they have a sentry on the ground already, too.
Misses the cookie, though. Silencing up Beastmaster, but the Mortimer's Kiss is way too much for that mid-Grim to handle. Riki
got the Roar.
trying to get in on top of the Snapfire. They've got a sentry down, a Roar not coming. Good blink back. Riki's out of there. The rest of Hokori, though, really grouping up very strong. And this is the thing. The panel said after the draft, we talked about it a little bit, these 4 very tanky heroes can just move around the map doing whatever they want. Then you look at Terrorblade, and he's chilling.
He is super chilling. This started with the first blood, complete free farm in the lane, a couple of kills as well. He's got the SNY. This item gives him plenty of status resistance against the Incubus lineup, which is really useful too. And now these 4 guys are just going tower after tower. This is the power of the Beastmaster right here. When he comes online like this, he's got that early Necro book up. He's almost got the Necro 3 as well. You really can't stop him.
It doesn't feel like Incubus can really shove this back. I mean, their primary wave clear is the Grimstroke, their mid laner. Doesn't want to be stuck in a lane. He wants to be making moves, causing action, which they're trying to do with a smoke and a Moonlight Shadow. But the Terrorblade has already shifted. Long walk around the map from this western side off to the right, just behind his team.
I would have liked to have seen Incubus actually smoke towards bottom with this Moonlight and the Blink Dagger on Sanking being completed. Because they can get an Epi off, kill the Beastmaster with his Necro Books. You know, that's a lot of golden XP that you will get, plus take a decent team fight too right after that. Oh, this is so strong. Look at these auras, plus the Bloodlust on this TB, how fast he's attacking. That's crazy.
Absolute insanity. Observer Ward can get sniped out by the Lich, but down to half HP already. Down he goes. Boom! Big Blink with the Burrow Strike, and Gardic is going to fall here. They got the Epi going. Vitali with that Ogre and the Beastmaster down. Goes Soulbind, catching 2 on the left-hand side. Mirana leaps in with a Chain Frost bouncing. It's a gorgeous initiation for Incubus.
Wow.
They bought back on the Lich, but I don't think he was really needed there, as the rest of them just slaughtered Hokori.
I mean, that double Chain Frost though, that looked pretty nice, and he got the double kill too. So that was really nice by Sanking. He just blinked in, got the triple stun. You know, he got the Ricky with the Tricks of the Trade in there too. Follow up Epicenter, and Radiant just couldn't fight anymore. I think they took the tier 1 tower. They probably should have just backed off. They were just feeling themselves, stuck around too long, and it looks like Incubus is alive again. Sanking Blink Dagger making the plays.
Yeah, you said it. He's had a real great comeback story after that Mirana left the lane. It did feel like a very bold move, though, by Hokori. They got that high ground observer up from the Snapfire, which got pretty immediately de-warded by the Lich. And it's always such a nice feeling as a POS 5 when you can die, accomplish something, buy back, come into a team fight, and like you say, get that double kill going as well. Round 2, though. Hokori coming bottom lane again.
Yeah, this is a very questionable movement from Hokori at the moment. Like, why are you bottom? Like, unless you want to take over the Ancients, okay, it kind of makes sense, but Ricky still doesn't have Battle Fury. Maybe you want to play on the top side a little bit more, so you got that Terrorblade. Once the meta is up again, you can just swoop right into the Roshan pit, because you're going to need Aegis against these heroes.
Initiation again. Great play onto the Mars. He's tanky, but nowhere near enough. Blown up as they do roar in towards Benny's Ricky. Snapfire Cookies there as well, with plenty of reveal. They bring him down. Soulbind though actually catches onto the Beastmaster in the back, and another Chain Frost bouncing between them. El Misho's Grandma falling quickly. Arrow landing in from Mar, and down they all go again. Nuage with another double kill off the back of this Lich Soulbind combo. Really great stuff from Incubus.
Okay, it's honestly, whenever you see this Grimstroke Lich, like, it's very rare that you even get to see 1 or 2 effective Chain Frost combos with the Soulbind. They've already got 3. We're only 16 minutes into the game. Like, it's actually working out really well. I was gonna say that was a really worth trade, like the Mars for the Ricky, because the Ricky kind of, you know, tried to backstab, didn't really work out for him this time. But after losing the Beastmaster and Snapfire, I mean, Incubus, they're not gonna complain about that one.
Yeah, you've got your Grimstroke Ethereal Blade now, and he's working into the Aghanim Scepter. So like the panel said, he's going to have that nice dark portrait of the Terrorblade eventually. Bonus hero.
That E-Blade, the double E-Blade with the Lich ulti.
Oh.
That's going to do that.
Oh, please.
We got to see that. We got to see that one time.
Really going to hurt some people. We're looking at these Radiant heroes. You know, Mars is queuing up BKB, but nobody else is really going to be able to get one. Terrorblade wants Scardy first, so it's going to be a solid 8 minutes or something until he's got Scardy and BKB done.
He's enormous on Terrorblade. Like, this is absolutely incredible farm. He's got almost 12k net worth 18 minutes into the game.
That's true, he hasn't died
216 last hits, yeah. This guy is on some next level farming at the moment.
That's insane.
And he's avoided all the ganks. His farming patterns are great.
Like, remember back in the day, we used
Yeah.
to say that, like, Anti-Mage is 10xing. You know, he's got 10 CS a minute. When you hit that point, he's 10xing, you're like, yeah, feeling good. This Terrorblade is like, what? 10x? No, I'm like 13x. What do you want from me?
Yeah, it also helped nowadays. You know, you got that extra camps in the jungle.
Yeah.
I think that was like what, a year or a year and a half ago when they changed that. That kind of helped out. And you know, the carry players generally are just much better nowadays, right? They can just maximize from studying all these other great carry players. So easy to access replays in Dota 2.
That's true. Studied the patterns. Sand King looking for a pattern top. Beastmaster has been pretty religiously shoving this wave out. He might get found.
Ooh,
I think
got
they
him.
caught a glimpse of him there. They pinged him.
Okay.
I'm not too sure, but it seemed like they did see him.
Alright, yeah. I mean, in Dota 2, there's some things that happen like that, you know, where you just... Oh, okay, because that tree was cut. There was a small tree that was already cut up there, and then he did end up seeing him on the Sand. Okay.
It was just the immediacy of those pings. They knew exactly what was going on.
Yeah.
They also know that Mars is
too.
bottom. They've got him.
What?
Burrow
Yeah,
strike
the
from
word.
Sand
It's
King.
just the
Play
word.
after play. This Jupiter guy is making moves.
That was really nice. They see this word bottom by the Lich has been so clutch so far.
Working
You see
wonders.
all these split push.
Terrible.
There we go,
Like,
Roshan.
yeah. Get me into that pit. Give me Big Daddy's Aegis.
This is what I want to see from the Radiant side. I think they could have avoided all these deaths on the bottom area of the map. Like for the past, what, 3 minutes or 4 minutes that they've been dying? They should have just been playing on the top middle area, playing for this Roshan. This TB is just gigantic. And as soon as he can get one kill with the Beastmaster Roar, you could have just done it like earlier, but that's okay. He's got the Scotty, you know, they played it safe.
And he buys the tome as well. Level 15 coming. Oh, poor little Hawk. Gets split in two by the arrow of Mirana. What are these next big
Mirana's
items
actually
coming?
rushing Aghanims, or has rushed Aghanims. This is not something that you normally see, but it kind of works this game. You know, you got that Sanking, you can blink in, stun, then you get the follow-up arrow, you leap into Starstorm. That's like 1,000 damage right there.
Yeah, we might see it coming now. There we go. Jumping onto the Snapfire, obliterate the Grandma, send her off to a retirement home.
Oh,
Run
man.
straight down mid lane.
Yeah. Actually, the E-Blade with the arrow into a leap in Starstorm, if the double Starstorms all hit, that's like 2,000 damage. So, they have insane amount of burst on Dire's side right now.
There's like nobody surviving that except maybe Terrorblade. Tier 2 top coming through for them. Ogre will spot out the Ricky TPing, and they're focusing Sand King, trying to push forward, but a pretty spread out fight as Ogre is sniped. Movement from Incubus, looking to jump forward with the Inkswell Blink. Burrow catching TB, but the Mars Arena does get thrown in with a roar onto Mirana. They will be able to bring her down shortly, but that Soulbind with the E-Blade Lich bounce. The Chain Frost is doing God's work, and Mar the Mirana looks like she's out of there. Mirana survives. They've got the TB surrounded. They've destroyed Hokori here, and they've got the stuns to show that they are really in the driving seat now. Mortimer's kisses are coming, but Mirana's dodging them. Bullwhip to try and make herself a bit speedier. Gets out of the way of that Scatterblast, and it's going to be a 5-man wipe as the Sand King is dominating.
Alright, we saw it. We saw the E-Blade into the Chain Frost. Oh my god, it's so good. That's the 4th combo that they actually use in this game already, with this Grim and the Lich. I mean, the mid Grim is actually working out with the high levels, allowing him to have better positioning in the team fight to be able to get these soul binds off, you know, tankier. I love this play from Incubus right now. They're in the driver's seat. They've won the last, what, 4 fights now? And Aegis is down. I'm not really sure what Hokori is going to do next anymore.
And Meta's down for a minute still.
Yep.
Something Incubus could look to exploit.
They need BKB so badly. Like, that's pretty much the only way that they're going to be able to take any engagements anymore on Hokori's side. They gotta get these BKBs on the TB and the Mars. Mars is quite close. Got like, what, 1,200 gold left to his. TB's still going to farm. Have to farm a little bit more. I'm pretty sure TB's still going to get it faster than Mars, though. At the rate that he's been farming this game.
Yeah, it's been pretty nuts, though. Aghanim's about 400 away from Grimstroke, and yet another smoke from Incubus.
They ain't stopping, man. This train ain't stopping.
It feels like both teams have just been ramming heads. Smoking and smoking, Moonlight shadowing into each other. Ricky is that front player, the piece of the puzzle looking for the jump, the snipe, the vision or the intel, but like ships in the night, Terrorblade, no, he hasn't. They've seen him, and they blink borrow him. Terrorblade gets caught by the 5-man rotation, and down he goes for the second time this game.
Oh man, that's a tilting death for sure. You died, you go top, you're trying to go back into your farming pattern, you get caught out, you get the tip from the enemy carry player, who's just like 1 in 3.
Yeah, like the guy that you were like out farming the entire game. 14 assists though on Ricky. I've got to say that's pretty impressive.
It's pretty sad, to be honest. Having your carry with 14 assists. Oh man.
Just reverse it. He's 14-3-1. That's what he really is, and his heart.
These guys are not stopping. They're just running at him, and this is exactly what you should do when you got one of your opponents dead. Just keep running at them. Don't stop. You know, you got the numbers advantage. You know you're stronger than they are. Don't let them farm. Keep shutting them down. Keep making them run around the map. Sanking, I feel like he went Guardian Greaves. It's extremely tanky, very good team item. Kind of feel like he needs some more mobility though. Just that blink stun is starting to not be enough. I think Hokori are going to start split pushing a lot more, and he might need like a Force Staff or a Boot of Travels or something to close that gap a little bit better.
Even like Aghanim Scepter, right?
Sure, yeah. Not an item we typically see these days because it is a little bit more expensive. But he's going to end up going for the Crimson Guard. So he's just like completely doubling down on the team items, trying to get his team to be tankier and stuff. Like Crimson not going to do a whole lot later though against Terrorblade because that hero will
just punch through. Yeah, punch through the shields. Just trying to mitigate as much of that damage as possible. And Crimson against Beastmaster seems pretty good with all the summons.
Oh yeah, definitely against Beastmaster though. Gonna be very value.
He's ink swelled up and he is just scuttling forward looking for anybody that shows themselves. Looks like Hokori will sit back a little bit. Defensive posture, but they make the aggressive move. They get the jump onto Mars Mirana. 2 big ultis expended for her. Trying to leap away, but that's Arena plus Kisses now down.
It's a little bit of momentum. That's what they're looking for, right? They just want to get Incubus out of this area of the map so they can farm up their BKBs. I don't think they're going to really go for more plays. Just get your items. Oh, Mars does have a BKB at least, so he's feeling himself.
Sand King initiation, though. Again on top of the Mars. Half HP. That Inkswell. Holy and Stroke of Fate are ridiculous. And they just jump in with the Ricky. Slaughtering the Mars before he gets a chance to respond. And the Ogre are going to be following him into the grave. Terrorblade and Beastmaster making the run away. But the 2-man burrow into Epi with a Chain Frost to follow through. They've got the jump they needed. The Cookie will only put her closer to death. And a triple kill now for Benny. Is that KDA a bit better for you, Theban? 4-3-15 now.
That's much better. much better, for sure. I think he's feeling better, too, now that he's got the Aghanims going for a Diffusal Blade next. He is back on track to carry this game again. But truth be told, the one really carrying this game has been Sanking and then the Grimstroke Lich combo. And you can see that with the Sanking. He's actually the top net worth on Dire's side. It's very impressive.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Oh, Mindbreaker. Orb of Destruction. Tier 3 items coming out now.
Hokori, though, making some overextending plays once the Mars Arena was on cooldown. Like, typically you see with some of the other teams, you know, when you got the arena down, just chill. Just farm, you know, get your items. TB just wanted to get his BKB. He didn't really want to run in there with you, so maybe giving a little bit too much away.
Yeah, exactly. And this feels like a pretty well telegraphed move. I feel like Incubus very likely know that the double BKBs are here for Hokori. Nobody's really farming that mid wave apart from TB Illusions now and some summons. Nobody's showing on the side lanes. And that one deep ward they've got in the Radiant Triangle doesn't see anybody farming like Ancients or the large camp. So just holding their side of the map, knowing that some kind of play is being attempted here by the Radiant.
Yeah, very disciplined here by Incubus. I would have actually liked to have seen them stay on their high ground in the triangle area under the ward. So whenever the smoke breaks, you can just get the perfect soul bind on the heroes that don't have BKBs.
This positioning allows
Chain Frost off.
for a much sweeter reinitiation, though. OGA removed as the tricks of the trade will clear him up, but the Ricky's now been brought up under the kisses and the arena, while the Sand King has Burrow in a second. He has been left isolated. Burrows through the Mars arena, Soulbind coming now with the Chain Frost. That's arriving, but they've lost out so many of their heroes that I don't think they've got the follow through. Terrorblade is getting blown up by the Chain Frost, might have to get the Sunder onto Grandma, and they will jump the Lich now. Turning around, Hokori have found an avenue of comeback as the Marana arrow misses, the Dark Portrait arriving, but Mini, he can't do enough. They've lost out 4 in a 4-for-3 trade. The Mars, he's being dealt with by the TB illusion, but finally, that Dark Portrait will be killed off.
Yeah,
Marana
ended up.
Oh, a bit spicy.
He's got no more leaps. He's just gonna back off there. But yeah, the Dark Portrait at the end there, killing off the Snapwire, and Marana also getting a kill on the Beastmaster. That's gonna settle this fight and just gonna back off. But Incubus though, see, this is exactly why you don't want to be walking into the enemy vision and into the enemy high ground. Even though they did get that nice kill onto the Ogre, they are exposing their entire positioning in that last fight. That's where the Mars can just jump in, get that nice arena, you know, chain up the Ricky, and just take the fight from there.
Take the fight from there. We'll see how this Terrorblade can do. Now he's got himself that wonderful BKB. He's felt much more able just to run forward and be aggressive, but it's this Titan Sliver that's being delivered out to him now, along with the Sanjanyasha he's got, that could be a big problem from Incubus, because they rely on that chain stun, don't they?
Mm-hmm. But Terrorblade, I don't feel like he's going to be the target that they're going to focus first. If they can isolate him and just kill everybody else and then go on him, that's probably going to be the best case scenario. But yeah, this Titan Sliver plus the Sanjanyasha, so much status this. It will make the Dark Portrait kind of strong too.
They're going to find the TB. Sand King, Inkswelled, can't blink though. Being stopped in his tracks in a big 4-man arena as they try and blow up Jupiter. He's gone. No buyback, and Lich also falls. The Roar is there, and Marana. Yes, your load absorbed up, but you're being shredded by the Mars and the TB. Lumia now dominating, and Incubus walking up into that high ground. A massive mistake, while Ricky does get spotted with another Sentry Wall drop. They'll find the bonus kill. It's the cherry on top. Benny falls, a 4-0.
Yeah, that walked right into the high ground. A 5 heroes just sitting there under a ward and a sentry. Once again, the same way Incubus has lost the last 2 engagements. Under the wards. Seems like we know exactly what Incubus needs to work on after this game.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Don't walk blind up into high ground.
Yep. They're going to give up Roshan again. And you can see how strong these BKBs have been, right? The moment that they picked up the Mars and the TB BKB together, they felt so much stronger, and Incubus's heroes have been starting to fall off. I also feel like Ricky needed like a BKB this game, not a Lincoln's, just so he doesn't get like speared or Ogre Magi fire blasted, cookied. Like there's so many random disables that can just be thrown onto this Ricky, and that's exactly how he's dying too.
Yeah, and he is their primary, I guess their only real source of physical damage outside of the Dark Portrait.
Exactly.
So as soon as he gets like, it's not even like the chain stun on him. He gets stunned once, and then they can focus all the other heroes while
he's just dead.
And he's dead.
Yeah.
Can't do anything.
Just dying to like the random damage just being thrown out. It's just as soon as they get one stun, like they know they got him. They don't have any saves either on Incubus side, apart from the Lich Frost Shield. But there's plenty of magic damage coming out from the arena, Snapwire, Kisses. Ogre also doing plenty of damage.
Yeah, like it may look a little bit weird with all these spells just being thrown kind of randomly, haphazardly into the fight, but it really is a lot of zonal control, forcing the hand of Incubus to make suboptimal plays. Look at this Mars, BKB running forward, putting the fear into the eyes of Incubus. Now with a spear back, but no real initiation. Mars is now in trouble, though. He's gone a tad too deep. They'll secure the tier 3 with a TB illusion, it looks like. Or maybe not. Frost Armor plus the Glyph. They've kept the tier 3 alive. Sand King and the Grim dealing with the summons of Beastmaster. They have held their high ground long enough for the Ricky to respawn.
That's a huge win for Incubus, just to be able to hold that and get the kill onto the Mars as soon as the BKB ends as well. He did not retreat in time. Fortunately for Hokori, that Mars did not soulbind onto another target too, because then that would have spelled even more trouble, I think.
Yeah, it would have been disastrous. Snapfire. What do we got? 4 staff, and the majority of Ags now done on this Snapfire.
It's gonna catapult the Mars into the fights, maybe. You know, lately, Gary, after the nerfs, I really have not liked the Snapfire Aghanim's. Actually, even before the nerfs, people have sort of tended to like go away from the Snapfire Ags already. We even saw Topson going for the E-Blade build, like Encore and such.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it was really popular for a good 3 weeks, a month or so, and then after those 3 weeks, it felt like everyone stopped spitting their, like, you know, Undying or Mars, and they were just spitting creeps to farm creep waves faster. Like, Ags just became another farming tool.
Exactly. I think what I would have liked to have seen the Snapfire buy is some more of team items. Maybe even like a Guardian Greaves or Solar Crest, perhaps, to buff up this Terrorblade. Just double down on that. Since Beastmaster is going for other items. Yeah, exactly.
Dare I say it, Vlads?
Yeah, Beastmaster's going for it right now, though. The Vlads, at least. But, you know, you will probably want to buy the other ones that he's not going for. And you just keep buffing this TB up. Because that's how you're going to win this game.
He is the God King. 25,000 net worth. Nice leap away from the Mirana. Gets out of the Mars's grasp. But the Burst Strike with the Ricky arriving. Looking for the Snapfire. That Terror Wave doesn't catch Benny. So he does blink back to the SK. Ooh. Mars is looking for another reinitiation here, but it feels like Incubus, they've got a great jump forward with the Epi catching Beastmaster. They played the guerrilla tactics perfectly, bouncing in and out of the fight in the Mars. He's leashed up his BKB, he's thrown his arena in here, but there's no Terrorblade to fight with him. Ogre's under the tier 2, being shredded by Incubus. They've not lost a single soul. Terrorblade's like, fuck this, I'm out of here. I'm going to go farm another wave. You've all died. It's a triple for Benny. Going under the tier 2, they're going to get the 4-man, an ultra for the Ricky.
All right. I mean, that was some real beautiful
buybacks.
Yeah. I mean, Snapfire does have kisses though, right? Like maybe you can use kisses from the fountain to like kill these creeps off. That's probably the best thing that they could do right now.
Well, they can try. But it really was great stuff. The kisses coming. Jupiter, look at him going in with the arrow. They connect wonderfully. Trying to catch out the Grandma, but the Sunder from Lumiere does save it for a second, but it's nowhere near enough.
Incubus, they were already prepared for that. That the Snapfire was going to come on, throw kisses. He blinked forward, found the snap, got the follow-up arrow. You see how much like ranged burst damage they have on Incubus. Just absolutely insane. They pretty much killed it twice because the TB also sundered the Snapfire, right?
From 200 to 0 in about 3 seconds. Really, real quick dispatch there of the Snapfire. Fortunately for Hokori, though, tier 2s are standing in the mid and the top lane, so no additional collateral damage. But the next big fight is going to be that Roshan, right?
Definitely. And we need this Ogre Magi on Hokori's side as well to not die first, because he's the one who's got the Glimmer Cape. Oh, that's the other item Snapfire could have bought, a Glimmer Cape, to actually save the person who gets jumped from all the burst damage, all the magic burst damage that comes out.
Yeah, true. Even through all of that, TB still had Aegis. It's going to expire now. You know, it's being reclaimed now, but throughout that fight, it was really well done by Incubus to... I mean, I think you said it 5-6 minutes ago. They won't be focusing the TB anyway. But that added level of, he has Aegis, just ignore him. As they make the jump on to Lich the Mars, and Terrorblade secure one snipe and a roar. Beastmaster finds Mirana, the smoke screen's been dropped. Sand King thinking about the jump though. They've got the E-Blade, but the multicast doing more damage now as the kisses come. Snapfire looking for the jump, but they've got the Mars ulti. Actually, in onto 2 of them. The Sand King trapped up against the side of the Colosseum. Tries to Sandstorm, and they've also got the Soulbind there, but the Grimstroke is trapped. Stuck on the low ground, and Incubus lose him with no buyback.
Okay, they got the creep waves killed off though, so they can't really lead this into a high ground push just yet. Mirana probably gonna try and get an arrow off onto the creep wave, try to slow it down. But here they come. Sankin does have buyback, 60 seconds. I think he's gonna use it. He needs to use it.
It feels like you're losing this barracks if you don't. Terrorblade still has meta for another good 20 seconds or so. There is the Sand buyback as well as the multi-shots coming out of the Glyph Tower. Snapfire, though, with that little shredder and the attempted spear onto the Tricks of the Trade, but Benny does blink away. It was a very good attempt there from the Mars. But the focus on the barracks, very swiftly done here by Hokori. Might not get the melee, though, because Sand King's made the two-man burrow. Again, Jupiter on the money with these jumps, but the Mars ulti. Arena's back up off cooldown. Chain Frost bouncing in, but the Sand King dies. It's a dieback for Jupiter. Nia trying to chase forward to Mars. Gardic does die. Ogre falling in the Dire base as a good little drag back on the Mars will allow Benny to shred through him. Not quite enough to kill him off, but Benny wants to make the jump again. The trouble is the fear comes. The Terror Blade with a big old circle of fear, but the Tricks of the Trade up to the high ground. Can he make an escape? Benny! He's out of there. Somehow Ricky lives. Nuage gonna fall, though. With buyback available, they'll lose this one middle lane of barracks as the melee comes crumbling down. But they want to buy back and play. They've got a soulbind onto two heroes. Inkswell on that illusion. It is chasing forward. Elmisha with no mana, and Benny, unstoppable, finds the snipe on the way out.
They want more?
Yeah, not done. Anyone. They are desperately scrambling for one more kill, a bonus target. It's Gardic's Ogre. Can they see him? Not just yet, but they now make that move, and with that, they lose a lane of barracks, but they get some really good kills in the process.
Yeah, the Sand King, I think the second initiation when they were getting out as soon as the meta went down was a little bit too hasty. Just needed to wait for his allies to get a better positioning and then go in. But now that he's been dead for some time, I think he's just going to slow it down on Incubus. Try to get these tier 4 items first, 39 minutes into the game. And then just group up and go again. Like, that's pretty much been the story of this game. It's just whenever one team feels strong, they just run at the other team. This is non-stop battles in this game.
Yeah, you said it, like in the laning stage, bloodbath. It is the meat grinder. Everyone just running straight at their opponents. So buybacks, do you reckon buybacks going to be a big resource here for both teams? And looking at the status of buybacks, there's only one hero who has it right now, and that's the Mars. And he's the one that gets jumped. Mars is the one that's about to die, unless his BKB spear with the ulti kills off the Lich. I think Lich there thought he had a bit more backup. But they do actually catch out. E-Blade Arrow, but the BKB comes. The status resistance allows the TB to stand his ground. Whack into the Sand King, and he goes down. Lumiere, wicked sick now. Trying to make his way forward as Roshan will respawn in 3 seconds. But look at that! The gobble up, spit forward, roar in onto the two of them. And the Moonlight Shadow comes, and Mini, the Grimstroke, E-Blades, trying to escape. They've got reveal, they know he's there, and they see him. No buybacks on any of the 3 Incubus heroes.
He'll have it now, after the bounty rune. There we go. Okay, so we got the Grimstroke at least, who has a buyback. The other 2 heroes are on cooldown in terms of buybacks.
Oh, but look at bot lane.
Oh, dude, there's a DD as well for TB. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So Dire bot lane's pushing tier 4s in a second. Terrorblade with the DD's pushing mid lane and maybe Throne in a second.
Yep. They're actually pinging the top racks. They're not going for the side. I see 2 people pinging like a racks and a Throne. Alright.
Bit of difference in strategy or opinion.
Yeah.
But it is a very simple top racks take. Someone's got to come bottom and deal with these creeps though. Double catapult with a fresh wave arriving. But Roshan's alive and he is a bigger objective.
With that last fight, we saw the power of the status resistance from the Terrorblade. That Sanjay Yasha plus the Titan Sliver. Yeah, exactly.
He's given it away now. Because, yeah, it was Burrow Strike into Arrow, but he just got his BKB off between that Burrow Stun and the Arrow landing. Otherwise, it could have been disastrous there for Lumiere's Terrorblade.
Yeah, he's been really good at dodging these arrows, too. Like, Mirana keeps chucking arrows at him, trying to hit him without any setups, and just dodge them perfectly. Now it has an Aegis, plus a Refresher Shard. That's four metamorphoses he pretty much has.
Lich stole the cheese. His courier died, but he did steal the cheese. Yeah,
okay, that's nice. That's very nice. Taking that away from the Mars.
So what is it? Terrorblade can what? He can Terror Wave to get the like 10-second meta and have a real meta, and then Refresher, and then do the same. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's really nice. That's 4. Yeah, that's like 4 Terror Waves pretty much.
Some real powerful stuff. Rapier queued up for that TB as well. And look at the forward positioning from Incubus. It's kind of a nice spot for them to be in to make that surprise jump, but Mars has already seen them. He was there with Invis and a gem, scouting them all out. He's got that overwhelming blink now as well. Ricky frontlining, but he's got to be so careful because this Mars can see everything he does, every little trick. Mirana gonna get jumped on there, but the Mars countered by the Burst Strike landing. The Snapfire being dealt with by the Ricky, but the Arena of Blood landing. In comes the Beastmaster, slicing through Incubus, sanking Mirana. They're both very low, but somehow surviving. E-Blade plus Greaves and Crimson. They've done enough to mitigate the damage from the Radiant team. How did nobody die there except Snapfire?
I have no idea. They also have the pipe on the Beastmaster, so they got a lot of damage reduction coming off there too. But Incubus getting themselves out of that fight. They're going to buy a little bit more time, 40 more seconds. I mean, they still got plenty of time on this Aegis though, so they also didn't pop the Metamorph.
Oh, true. Well, they are without their kisses. And Mars is also, well, he was stuck up on the high ground there.
Incubus are making a very good decision of fighting outside the base here, because if you let the TB walk up into the high ground, you're not defending that anymore. So you gotta fight here on the tier 2, so you pretty much have like 2 different fights, and the TB obviously doesn't want to waste his Metamorph on the tier 2 tower, even though he does have a Refresher Shard and a Rapier now. A Rapier, Gary. There's a Rapier on the TB.
He's got the Rapier. That is one heavy hitting Terrorblade right now. Wait, what? Click. Am I bugged? I click on the Terrorblade. It doesn't show me the Rapier damage.
The damage? Yeah. It's just bugged.
Okay.
But he has a Rapier. Don't worry about it.
Just chill. He's got Rapier. Yeah, it's kind of awkward here, but the initiation comes. The Sanking's in. 2 men caught up in the Arena of Blood. The tricks of the trade there, but Jupiter's dead already. Chain Frost are bouncing, they gobble up and spit the Ogre forward, and Ricky falls. The 7x kill streak gone as they blow him up with the chain stuns. They've also got the kisses landing on the Grimstroke. Dead for 2 minutes, the Mars E-bladed but sundered back by Lumiere. Terrorblade saves the day, refreshes up, and he's got plenty more to go around with. Gets his HP back from the Grandma, who will gladly give him all of that lovely HP back. And high ground now for the TB with a Rapier going forward. They've got the move. They might even just go for tier 4s and end, because Incubus are down 2 heroes with no buybacks. What's the play? It is 3 versus 5. Ricky can't really get the backstab onto anyone. Too many frontline heroes here to guard the Terrorblade, and they are losing tier 4s at a drastic rate. Hokori going towards Mirana, that gem working wonders, catching them under that guise of invisibility, while Ricky, he has gone towards the Snapfire, but he's been pummeled into the ground. GG is called, and Hokori take game 1. Oh, what a start. Theban, what a start. 35 to 42, yep. A 46-minute game, an absolute bloodbath. I'm going to steal your word from you there, but